Hello, and welcome back to Sleeping Gift. Tonight, allow me to share a story to accompany you as you drift off to sleep. Before we go any further, take a slow and gentle breath. Let the calm air fill your chest, then slowly exhale. Release every burden you have been carrying. Let your imagination gently guide you into this story. Now, let's begin the story. Breathe in, breathe out, and let me take you away for a moment into a story. Rainy night walk, a story for deep sleep and insomnia relief. Before we enter this story, take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Now, it is time for us to step into this journey. The world has quieted down, surrendering to the gentle hush of a midnight rain. You stand at the threshold of your door, breathing in the deeply calming scent of petrichor, the earthy aroma of fresh rain falling on dry pavement. You press the button on your umbrella. With a soft, satisfying click, the dark canopy opens above you, instantly creating a small, safe sanctuary from the open sky. You take your first step onto the damp sidewalk. The air is cool, fresh, and perfectly still, save for the millions of tiny water droplets descending from the dark clouds above. Immediately, a rhythmic tapping begins above your head. Pat, pat, pitter, pat. The raindrops hit the taut fabric of the umbrella, creating a wonderfully soothing, steady lullaby. This sound becomes your anchor. It is a white noise that washes away the lingering thoughts of the day, leaving only the present moment, the cool breeze, and the rhythmic drumming. The street ahead is beautifully empty. The hustle and bustle of the daytime world have vanished, leaving behind a tranquil, undisturbed landscape just for you. You begin to walk at a slow, deliberate pace. There is nowhere you need to be, no deadline to meet. This walk is simply a quiet journey through the sleeping town. Your footsteps add a soft, wet shh sound against the concrete, harmonizing perfectly with the tapping of the rain on your umbrella. The darkness of the night feels like a heavy, comforting blanket. It wraps around the neighborhood, softening the sharp edges of the buildings and silencing the world. A gentle breeze brushes past you, cool and refreshing. It carries the clean, washed scent of wet leaves and rain-soaked earth, filling your lungs with peace. You look up slightly, watching the edges of your umbrella. Drops of water gather at the rim, swelling until they become too heavy, finally falling away like tiny, liquid diamonds. The street is lined with tall, quiet trees. Their leaves rustle softly as the rain falls through their branches, creating a secondary layer of gentle, whispering sound. You feel completely secure beneath your portable roof. The chill of the rain stays on the outside, while you remain dry, warm, and deeply relaxed on the inside. With every step, your shoulders drop a little lower. The tension in your neck releases, washed away by the rhythmic cadence of your midnight stroll. The world is painted in shades of charcoal and midnight blue, It is a soft, monochromatic canvas that asks nothing of your tired eyes. You close your eyes for just a moment as you walk, letting the sounds of the night completely envelop you. The rain is a master musician, playing a song of pure tranquility. When you open your eyes, you notice a soft, hazy glow appearing in the distance. It pierces through the darkness, offering a warm invitation. You walk toward it, guided by the quiet luminescence. The rain continues its steady work, washing the streets clean and making the pavement glisten. The air feels thick and sleepy. It is the kind of weather that practically begs you to close your eyes, wrap yourself in warmth, and drift away. As you approach the source of the glow, the visual landscape of your walk begins to change, shifting from deep shadows into something uniquely beautiful. A tall, elegant streetlight stands at the corner, casting a brilliant pool of amber light into the misty night air. It looks like a lighthouse in a sea of gentle rain. The light catches the falling raindrops, illuminating them for a split second. They look like millions of tiny, falling stars, flashing gold before hitting the ground. You look down at the wet asphalt. The once dull gray road has been transformed by the rain into a vast dark mirror. The warm, orange light from the lamp post stretches across the wet road in a long, shimmering column of gold. Every time a raindrop strikes the illuminated puddle on the asphalt, it sends out tiny, perfect ripples of light, ring after ring of gold expanding outward. You pause to watch this mesmerizing display. The ripples overlap and dance with one another, a silent, glowing ballet on the surface of the street. The reflection of the street lamp is not perfectly clear. It is blurred and softened by the wet texture of the road, giving it a dreamy, painted quality. You step near the edge of the puddle. Your shadow joins the reflection, stretching out long and dark across the shimmering golden canvas. The contrast between the cool, dark night and the warm, amber light is deeply soothing. It is a visual representation of comfort and safety in the midst of a storm. Further down the street, more streetlights stand in a neat row. Each one casts its own golden halo into the fog, creating a pathway of light. The road becomes a ribbon of reflections. Pools of light follow one after the other, guiding your eyes down the quiet avenue. You resume your walk, stepping carefully through the scattered light. The rhythmic tapping on your umbrella remains a constant, comforting companion. A parked car sits quietly on the curb. Its smooth surface catches the amber light, the wet metal gleaming softly in the dark. Raindrops slide slowly down the car's windshield, tracing delicate, illuminated pathways through the reflections of the street lamps. Everything in the world feels slow, heavy, and deeply relaxed. The rain is a gentle force, encouraging everything it touches to rest. You focus on the rhythm of your breathing. Inhale the cool, damp air. Exhale the worries and stress. Inhale the calm. Exhale the tension. The golden reflections on the wet asphalt seem to absorb your gaze, drawing you into a state of mild hypnosis. The gentle swaying of the light is deeply sedating. You are a solitary traveler in a beautiful, quiet world. There is nothing to fix, nothing to solve, and absolutely nothing to worry about. The soft pat, pat, pat above you, the shh of your steps beneath you, and the glowing world around you blend into a perfect harmony of peace. You continue down the path of golden lights, feeling lighter with every step, letting the rain wash over the world as you sink deeper into tranquility. The street gradually curves, leading you away from the main avenue and into a quiet residential neighborhood. Here, the world feels even more insulated and serene. Far off in the distance, a low, resonant rumble rolls across the night sky. It is a gentle, muffled thunder, sounding like a soft bass drum played miles away. The distant thunder isn't frightening, rather, it is deeply comforting. It serves as a gentle reminder of the vast, natural world moving gracefully through the night. The sound rumbles for a few long seconds before fading back into the steady, rhythmic pat, pat, pat of the rain on your umbrella. You pass by rows of houses, their windows dark and peaceful. The families inside are wrapped in blankets, drifting through their own quiet dreams. A solitary porch light glows at the end of a driveway, casting a soft, milky aura through the mist and rain. Of the air shifts slightly here, mingling of the air shifts slightly here, mingling the sharp petrichor of the pavement with the sweet, damp fragrance of wet pine needles and soaked earth. Another distant rumble of thunder echoes softly through the clouds. It vibrates in the air, a soothing, heavy frequency that makes your eyelids feel wonderfully heavy. The shadows cast by the trees dance gently against the sides of the darkened houses, moving in slow, hypnotic rhythms with the passing breeze. You notice a single raindrop slide down the broad leaf of an oak tree near the sidewalk, holding perfectly still at the tip before silently dropping into the dark grass below. The feeling of isolation is beautiful and profound. You are entirely alone in the best possible way, accompanied only by the elements and the rhythmic lullaby of the rain. Your footsteps feel lighter now, almost as if you were gliding over the wet pavement. The physical fatigue of the day is washing down into the ground beneath you. The cool moisture in the air is a gentle balm on your face, refreshing and clean, while the rest of your body remains cozy and warm beneath your coat and umbrella. You pass a wooden fence. The wet planks turn to rich, dark brown by the rain. The water brings out the hidden textures and deep colors of the nighttime world. The distant thunder speaks again, a long, drawn-out sigh from the atmosphere. It wraps the neighborhood in a blanket of low-frequency sound that encourages total relaxation. You let out a slow, deep breath, matching the pace of the sleepy world around you. Your chest rises and falls in time with the gentle drumming on your canopy. The streetlights here are spaced further apart, creating long, peaceful stretches of dim, gray mist between the pools of amber light. You walk through the shadows and the light, a silent observer of the storm's quiet beauty, feeling a profound sense of gratitude for this moment of solitude. Up ahead, the sidewalk opens up, and the silhouette of a wrought iron gate appears in the mist. marking the entrance to a small, hidden neighborhood park. You step through the open gates of the park. The crisp sound of your footsteps on the asphalt transitions to the soft, crunching sound of wet gravel beneath your shoes. The park is a sanctuary of nature within the sleeping town. The air here is even fresher, thick with the scent of soaked bark, wet grass, and moss. In the very center of the park stands a massive, ancient willow tree. Its sweeping branches drape down toward the ground like a grand, leafy curtain. You slowly make your way toward the giant tree. As you step beneath its sprawling canopy, the sound of the rain immediately changes. The sharp tapping on your umbrella softens. The thousands of lives above you act as a massive, secondary umbrella catching the heaviest of the downpour. The sound of the rain becomes a deeply layered rustling, a complex, whispering chorus of water hitting millions of leaves before gently dripping to the earth, tucked safely beneath the protective branches. Near the massive, grooved trunk of the tree sits a classic wooden park bench. You lower your umbrella with a soft click, no longer needing its protection beneath the dense, sheltering arms of the great willow. You sit down on the bench. The wood is cool but dry, shielded entirely from the storm by the ancient guardian towering above you. Leaning back against the sturdy wooden slats, you let out a long, contented sigh. Your muscles sink into the seat, completely surrendering their remaining tension. From this sheltered vantage point, you look out at the rain falling on the open park. It looks like a delicate, silver-beaded curtain shimmering in the dim light. A low roll of thunder rumbles again, vibrating through the ground and up into the wooden bench, massaging away any lingering stress in your back. You watch a puddle forming in the grass nearby. The raindrops strike the surface, creating a chaotic yet mesmerizing dance of tiny, splashing crowns of water. The air beneath the tree feels incredibly safe and enclosed. It is your own private room in the middle of the night, walled by weeping branches and roofed by nature. You rest your hands in your lap, feeling a wave of heavy, warm lethargy wash over your arms and legs. Your body knows it is time to rest. The hypnotic, layered sounds of the rain filtering through the leaves above create a perfect, continuous track of natural white noise. You close your eyes again, no longer needing to watch the world. The sounds and the cool air are enough to paint a picture of perfect peace in your mind. Every time a breeze passes through, the leaves above rustle together, sending a fresh cascade of gentle water droplets pattering onto the grass around your sanctuary. Your breathing slows down even further. It matches the slow, ancient pulse of the great tree, steady, deep, and completely undisturbed. Sitting in the dark, held safely by the tree and serenaded by the storm, you feel a profound sense of calm settling into the very core of your being. As you sit beneath the willow, the heavy drumming on the leaves above begins to shift. The frantic pace of the downpour eases into a soft, melodic drizzle. The air seems to sigh with relief as the clouds above lighten. The atmosphere becomes heavy with a silver mist that clings to the ground like a soft, velvet ribbon. You stand up slowly from the dry wooden bench, feeling your body move with a new, fluid grace. Your umbrella remains closed in your hand, its service no longer needed. You walk toward the edge of the small park pond, which lies just beyond the reach of the willow's branches. The water is dark and still, a liquid obsidian. The drizzle creates tiny, delicate pinpricks on the surface of the pond. They are so faint they look like silent exhales upon a cold mirror. A thin layer of fog rolls across the water, swirling in slow, lazy patterns. It looks like white smoke dancing in slow motion over the dark depths. The distant thunder has moved even further away, becoming a low, rhythmic vibration that you feel more in your chest than you hear with your ears. You watch a single lily pad near the shore. A pearl of rainwater has gathered in its center, trembling slightly before rolling off into the pond with a silent, crystalline ripple. The world feels suspended in time. In this quiet park, by this quiet water, the past and the future have ceased to exist. There is only the cool mist on your skin. The reflection of a distant, lone street lamp catches the surface of the pond, stretching a thin, shimmering needle of light across the water's dark expanse. You breathe in deeply, feeling the moisture hydrate your senses. The air is so clean it feels like drinking from a cold, clear mountain spring. A small bullfrog lets out a singular, deep croak from the reeds. The sound is rich and earthy, echoing softly across the stillness of the park. The mist begins to glow with a faint, ethereal quality, catching the moonlight that is trying to peek through the thinning edges of the clouds. You notice the way the wet grass looks under the mist. Each blade is heavy with a single drop of water, bowed down in a quiet, nocturnal prayer. Your mind is as clear as the pond. The clutter of thoughts has been washed away, replaced by the simple, beautiful geometry of the ripples and the fog. You feel a profound sense of belonging to the earth. You are part of the rain, part of the mist, and part of the enduring silence of the night. The drizzle slows even further until it is barely a dampness in the air, a phantom rain that brushes against your cheeks like a soft, cool silk. You take one last look at the pond, memorizing its absolute stillness, its perfect peace, and its quiet strength. The transition from the heavy storm to this delicate mist has been a journey of shedding weight, both physical and emotional. Your shoes make a soft, rhythmic squelch as you walk back, the sound of the water within you. You feel the warmth of home, though you carry the stillness of the water within you. You turn back toward the path, feeling a gentle pull toward the warmth of home, though you carry the stillness of the water within you. You begin the slow walk back, your shoes making a soft, rhythmic squelch on the damp gravel path as you leave the pond behind. The iron gates of the park look different now, less like a barrier and more like a gentle threshold back into the familiar world of your neighborhood. The streetlights seem warmer now, their amber glow acting as a series of soft, inviting beacons leading you back towards your own front door. The asphalt of the road is still dark and wet, but the reflections have stabilized. The shimmering gold is now a steady, unwavering path of light. You walk past the same houses you saw earlier, but they seem even more deeply asleep. The silence is profound, a heavy blanket over the suburb. A cat sits on a dry porch, its eyes catching the light for a brief second before it turns back to its grooming, undisturbed by your quiet passing. You notice the sound of water gurgling in a nearby storm drain. It's a cheerful, busy sound, like a small brook running through a hidden forest. Your hands are relaxed by your sides. The umbrella, though no longer open, feels like a sturdy staff, a physical connection to the journey you've just taken. The cool breeze is now a gentle nudge at your back, subtly encouraging your slow, steady progress toward rest. You look at the garden walls you pass. Ivy clings to the stone, the leaves glistening with moisture, looking like polished emeralds in the nightlight. Every breath you take is synchronized with your steps. 1, 2, inhale. 3, 4, exhale. A moving meditation in the heart of the night. The houses around you feel like old friends, their familiar shapes offering a sense of community and safety even in the total silence. You see your own shadow moving softly ahead of you, cast by the light of the moon, which has finally broken through a gap in the dark clouds. The moon is a pale silver sliver, casting a cool metallic light that contrasts beautifully with the warm orange of the street lamps. You feel a pleasant heaviness in your limbs, the good kind of tired that comes after a long, meaningful walk. The wet pavement acts as a guide, the moisture reflecting your own home's distant porch light as it finally comes into view. You appreciate the architecture of the trees as they stand bare and wet, their branches like intricate calligraphy written against the dark sky. The sound of the world is now limited to your own soft footsteps and the distant fading memory of the falling rain. You feel a surge of quiet joy, the kind that only comes when you are completely at peace with yourself and your surroundings. As your own gate comes into sight, you slow your pace even further, savoring the last few moments of the cool, nighttime air before you return to the warmth. You reach your front gate, the familiar latch feeling cool and solid in your hand. The metal makes a soft, comforting click as it opens, welcoming you back. Standing on your own porch, you take one final look back at the street. The golden reflections on the asphalt look like a fading dream, beautiful and distant. You give your umbrella a final, gentle shake. A small cascade of raindrops scatters onto the porch floor, the last remnants of the storm's touch. You close the umbrella with a soft, final snap. Its work is done, and it feels lighter in your hand as you lean it against the wall to dry. Your key slides into the lock with effortless precision. The sound is sharp and clean in the quiet night, the final note of your outdoor journey. As the door swings open, a wave of gentle, warm air greets you. It carries the familiar, comforting scent of your home, vanilla, old books, and safety. You step inside and close the door, the heavy wood muffling the outside world instantly. The transition to total silence is sudden and deeply relaxing. You stand in the hallway for a moment, letting your eyes adjust to the soft, dim light of a single lamp you left on. The shadows here are soft and friendly. You slip off your shoes. The feeling of your feet touching the dry, soft carpet or smooth wood is a grounding sensation that signals the end of the walk. Your coat comes off next, its heavy, damp weight replaced by the light, airy freedom of being indoors. You hang it up, letting the last of the outside world stay at the door. The hallway is bathed in a warm, honey-colored glow. It feels like a golden tunnel leading you toward deeper and deeper states of rest. You move through the house with slow, quiet steps. The floorboards offer a faint, familiar creak, a domestic lullaby that says you are right where you belong. You pass a mirror and see the soft expression on your face. The rain has washed away the day's stress, leaving your features calm and relaxed. The contrast between the cool, misty air outside and the still, dry warmth inside makes your skin tingle with a pleasant, cozy glow. You reach out to touch a familiar object on a shelf. Its dry, room temperature surface feels incredibly solid and real after the fluid world of the rain. The house feels like it is breathing with you, a slow, steady pulse of security that keeps the night's mysteries at a respectful distance. You feel a wave of gratitude for these four walls and the roof above you. The sound of the rain is now a distant, rhythmic hum against the ceiling. Your movements are becoming even slower now. Every gesture is deliberate and peaceful, a moving meditation on the concept of home. You turn off the hallway lamp. The darkness that follows isn't empty. It's a rich, velvet space that invites you to continue toward your bedroom. You are now fully transitioned from the traveler of the night to the dweller of the hearth, ready for the final descent into sleep. You enter your bedroom, where the air is cool and the atmosphere is perfectly still. The world outside is a memory. The world inside is a promise of rest. You change into your favorite soft clothes. The fabric feels like a gentle cloud against your skin, light and incredibly comforting. As you move, you hear a faint sound. The rain has returned to the glass. Ting, ting, pitter-patter, a delicate, crystalline greeting against the window pane. You walk to the window and look out one last time. The glass is streaked with silver lines of water, blurring the streetlights into soft, glowing blossoms. You pull the heavy curtains shut. The room becomes a private cocoon, a silent chamber where the only thing that matters is your own comfort. You pull back the covers of your bed. The sheets are crisp, cool, and clean, waiting to embrace you in their smooth, white folds. You sit on the edge of the mattress. It sinks slightly under your weight, a soft, supportive foundation for the dreams to come. You lie back slowly. As your head meets the pillow, you feel a profound release in your neck and shoulders. Your head feels heavy and perfectly supported. You pull the duvet up to your chin. The weight of the blanket is like a warm hug, grounding you and making you feel entirely safe. The sound of the rain against the window is more rhythmic now. It is a soft, steady pulse, nature's own metronome, slowing down your heartbeat. Your toes tingle with warmth under the covers. That warmth spreads slowly up your legs, through your knees, and into your hips. You focus on the darkness behind your closed eyelids. It's a soft, swirling charcoal color, deep and inviting, like the night sky you just walked under. Every time the wind sighs outside, the house seems to huddle a little closer around you, protecting your peace with every timber and brick. You feel your breath becoming shallow and rhythmic. Each exhale carries away the very last vestiges of the waking world. The pitter-patter on the glass becomes a distant whisper. It's no longer a sound you hear, but a texture you feel in the air, a texture of pure serenity. Your thoughts begin to drift, turning into soft, abstract images. You see the golden reflections again, but now they are floating like leaves on a calm river. There is no more me or the world. There is only the rhythm of the rain, the warmth of the bed, and the slow tide of sleep rising to meet you. You feel as though you are floating on a dark, peaceful sea. The waves are tiny and gentle, rocking you into a state of total weightlessness. The world is at rest, the rain is at rest, and now, finally, you are at rest. The journey is complete. You sink deeper into the pillow, a soft smile lingering on your lips as the first veils of sleep begin to drape over your consciousness. The boundaries of the room begin to soften and fade. You are no longer aware of the walls or the ceiling, only the vast, cool peace of the rainy night. The pitter-patter against the glass transforms in your mind. It becomes the sound of 1,000 silver bells, ringing so softly they are almost silent. You feel yourself drifting in the twilight state, that magical space between being awake and falling asleep, where anything is possible. The golden reflections you saw on the asphalt now float behind your eyelids, turning into slow-moving nebulae of amber and bronze. You are walking again, but this time your feet don't touch the ground. You are gliding through a forest of street lamps that grow like glowing flowers. The rain doesn't feel wet anymore. It feels like light. Each drop that touches your dream self brings a sense of profound, crystalline clarity. You hear the distant thunder again, but now it sounds like a deep, vibrating hum, the very heartbeat of the sleeping earth. The rhythm of the rain begins to sync perfectly with your pulse. You are a part of the storm's cycle, rising and falling with the clouds. Thoughts drift by like autumn leaves on a dark river. You don't grab them, you simply watch them float away into the mist. The sensation of your bed becomes a floating raft, carrying you safely across a sea of shadows and soft blue light. You find yourself back at the park pond, but the water is made of starlight. The ripples are silent, expanding to the very edges of the universe. A sense of total weightlessness takes hold. Your limbs feel like they are made of mist, blending into the cool air of the room. The soft rustling of the willow tree from your walk echoes in your mind, a gentle shh that calms every remaining nerve. Time has lost its meaning. There is no tomorrow, no yesterday, only this infinite, velvety moment of transition. You feel a deep internal warmth, like a small candle burning steadily in a windless room. It is the light of your own inner peace. The shadows in the room seem to lean in and whisper words of comfort, telling you that all is well, all is quiet, and all is safe. You are no longer observing the rain. You have become the rain. You are the gentle descent, the cooling touch, and the quiet landing. The world of logic and words is far behind you now. You are moving into the world of feeling, of color, and of pure vibration. A wave of profound relaxation, heavier than the first, rolls over your chest and down to your fingertips, locking you into a state of grace. You let go of the last thread of the waking world. You are ready to dive into the deep, dark pool of the subconscious. The sounds of the rain fade into a steady, low-frequency hum. It is the sound of the universe at rest, a cosmic om that vibrates through your soul. Your breath is now a slow, shallow tide. It barely moves the air, a testament to the absolute stillness you have achieved. You sink into the very center of the mattress, falling through layers of soft wool and silk into the heart of the earth. The darkness is no longer just a color. It is a physical comfort, a thick, protective layer that hides you from all cares. Every cell in your body is now in a state of repair. The energy of the rain is fueling your renewal as you sleep. The distant thunder gives one last, final rumble, so quiet it is almost a thought. It is the good night of the sky. You are completely cocooned in the silence of your home, the warmth of your blankets, and the peace of your mind. The rain outside continues its work, a faithful guardian of the night, washing the world clean for a morning you haven't yet met. There is a feeling of immense safety, as if you are held in the palm of a giant, gentle hand that knows and loves you. Your dreams are now formless and pure. They are landscapes of light and shadows, devoid of worry or strife. The weight of the world has been replaced by the lightness of the spirit. You are free, floating in the vastness of sleep. The pitter-patter on the window is now just a ghost of a sound, a phantom rhythm that guides you deeper into the abyss of rest. You have reached the point of no return for tonight. The door to the waking world is locked, and the key is buried in the sand of your dreams. Your heart beats with the slow, steady rhythm of an ancient clock, ticking in harmony with the cooling earth. Everything is exactly as it should be. The rain is falling, the night is dark, and you are deeply, wonderfully asleep. May your rest be undisturbed. May your dreams be kind. May you wake up as fresh as the world after a midnight storm. You are drifting into the softest, darkest corners of the night. Let the rain be your blanket, and let the wind be your song. Let the night be your home. Silence now. Just the rain. Just the breath. Just the peace. Good night. Sleep well. You are safe. You are home. You are at peace. Where are you drifting over tonight? Let the weightlessness take over your body. If this story helped you find peace, please consider subscribing for more nightly journeys. Sleep well, traveler.